If failing isn't an option, what would you do? The title of this episode is a real question that I'm posing to all my listeners. If you knew that you would not fail once again to achieve your desired outcome, what would you do? Would you tell yourself that's not possible because you always fail? Or would you be curious about what makes that opportunity different from all the other ones? To wonder, how is it possible that failing isn't an option? If you're curious to know more, please listen carefully. And after you do, if you want to know even more, take action and go look at the link in the show notes. And after that, take one more action, which is to reach out to me with any questions that you have. And I've put my email in the show notes as well. Please don't wait for this opportunity of a lifetime to pass you by because you weren't curious enough to take the next couple of steps.
Welcome to the Living Beyond ADHD podcast. If you're looking for a fresh perspective and actionable steps on hot topics from focus to follow-through to self-management and more, you are in the right place. Welcome your host, innovative educator, coach, and psychotherapist, Dr. B.
So how is it possible that failing isn't an option? Failing is when you stop, you give up, you just don't move forward any further because you're stuck and you surrender to the inevitability that you have once again failed to achieve what was promised to you or you promised yourself. I don't make empty promises. I know for a fact that no one in my program fails and that I go to any lengths to ensure that is the case with everyone I work with. Have you had someone by your side 5 days a week, answering your questions and teaching you step by step what to do to get started, to keep going, or finish up something? Most people haven't. And it's important that the guidance and scaffolding be available to you in real time so you don't stay stuck and get discouraged and quit. Timing is very important. We are feeling-driven people, and when we feel discouraged and that feeling continues for too long, we often just give up and quit. So walk through the experience of a lifetime with me so you can step into it and know how you will be succeeding. First, since there is no diagnostic code in the DSM-5 for underdeveloped executive function skills, and the baseline information is very important to both you and me, that's your first win. Within 24 to 48 hours of your enrollment, you'll receive a link by email that leads you to your executive function skill assessment to complete and submit for processing. It only takes about 15 minutes to complete online, and I receive your data and report right away to review. Even if you've been assessed for ADHD or depression or anxiety or so many other conditions, I am fairly certain that they did not assess your executive function skills, whose development derails when any other conditions like these take over. And they don't just reboot and keep developing. 2, it's important that I know some background information about you, your challenges, and your goals for transformation. Otherwise, I would be working with you not knowing very much about you other than your executive function skill results, and that's not enough for me to be my very best for you. So you have the opportunity to type up a maximum of 2 pages of getting to know me background information and emailing it over to me for review. 3, I review your executive function skill assessment results as well as your 2 pages of background information. And in light of both, I record a video for your eyes only, providing you with your executive function skill results as well as how I see they tie in with what you shared with me in your 2 pages of typewriting. And as important, how what we will be doing in the 7 months together will help you develop your underdeveloped skills and strategies. This is not a quick fix solution like a Band-Aid. It is a solution for the rest of your life. The training and coaching becomes a part of you and grows more and more powerful within you as you engage with it and stay in the content. It replaces what used to be your previous ineffective skills or strategies with ones that will empower you in so many areas of your life. 4, over the years, I've become aware of additional areas of importance in getting started and you gaining the greatest transformation. Most of my students have many limiting beliefs and identities that don't serve them because they're limiting as well. And then there is the codependency that starts to become visible as we work together. Codependency is often misunderstood by many of my students until I share a simple definition with them. John Bradshaw said years ago that codependency is an absence of a healthy relationship with yourself. I see that every day in my students, the self-doubt, self-loathing, insecurities, and more. That's why we start our work together with a mini training on limiting beliefs and outdated identities and how you can begin to change both. 5, if you've read any self-help books for your challenges and been unsuccessful in achieving the results the books promise you, it is oftentimes that they don't include the pre-skills that you need to have in order to gain the success they promise you in their books. Because I know that pre-skills are important to you achieving your outcomes successfully, that's where we start in our first month together. We focus on 3 important pre-skills related to you managing yourself in time, banishing procrastination, and making decisions more easily, with methodologies that walk you through each and every one of these pre-skills and walk you through this methodology through decision-making, which is so powerful, just like the other 2. Each of these pre-skills comes with a live group coaching call to answer any questions you have about each one, as well as a comprehensive training video and a workbook paired with a private group forum for you to get coached in writing step by step in each of these pre-skill methodologies. So long as you engage with the content, you can't fail to achieve a successful outcome with each of these pre-skills. 6, starting in our 2nd month together, you will be developing the executive function skills that you were assessed on, as well as a few I've added because they're important as well. This allows you to look at your baseline results for each of the executive function lessons and know where you're starting, which is great. No mystery about how developed or underdeveloped your working memory is, for example. You know, and you can engage in the development of that skill and all the others as well, with the knowledge of where you're starting. 7, every other week, starting in our 2nd month together, you will receive an executive function training lesson with a handout to follow along with and take notes on. That's right, take notes on the handout rather than on scraps of paper that are going to get lost. In fact, I encourage everyone to set up a 3-ring binder in the beginning of our time together so that you keep all your handouts and notes in one place. Go figure. You're giving them a home, and that's an important skill and strategy for your success. 8, you have an entire week to watch the 90-minute training and to post your insights and takeaways in our private community forum that's connected to the program and definitely not on Facebook. Even if you give 15 minutes every day to this process, You will complete the training video in 6 days and have time to post in the forum. 9. The week after each executive function lesson is released, we have 2 live group coaching calls, day or night, to accommodate different time zones and schedules for my students. Lots of students from the UK, Australia, Canada, and so many other places on this planet are in the program, and the timing is working well for them. 10. The live group coaching calls are a powerful resource that I encourage all my students to take advantage of, even if you can only attend for part of the coaching call time. All the coaching calls are recorded and placed in your program, so you can watch and or listen to the calls again and again and learn from that repetition. Learn from the other students and what they're getting coached on. This is great when you're cooking or cleaning or doing other things and still available to listen to the content. It takes more than once to really get it and to start applying the training materials. And live group coaching is a significant piece designed to help you succeed. There are no silly questions or dumb questions, and you will quickly learn that you are not alone in your questions or challenges. The group learning experience is a powerful one. The same is true of the written coaching in the private forums, as what is most personal to you is most common and benefits everyone. You are the meaning maker in your life, so choose wisely with the end in mind. Be sure to stand guard at the doorway to your mind and only allow in what serves you. And monitor, please, who you're becoming on the way to where it is that you're going, lest you arrive and not like the person you've become. And so important for you to remember is who you are. You are not your deeds. You are a precious child of God in the universe and are called a human being, not a human doing, for good reason. You don't have to earn your value. You were born with it. Your value comes from who you are, not what you do. And so long as you link your self-worth and your self-value to you, the human being, your value will remain a constant and 100% day after day. And if you need a place to know that's true, be sure to join the Facebook group Living Beyond ADHD so you can be with others who will celebrate your wins with you and affirm that you are more than okay as you, the human being. So, what's it going to be for you today? If you got up when your alarm went off instead of hitting the snooze button for an hour, that's an awesome win. If you took the time to prepare for your tasks for today, that's a great win. And if you made a decision that living a lesser life is no longer an option for you, and you're open and willing to make the changes to have a great life, that's a fantastic win. You get the point. Celebrate all of them. And none of this half-hearted celebrating, keeping it too much inside. You've got to mean it. Exaggerate your emotions. Yes, awesome, wow. Be sure to celebrate your wins, big and small, because celebrating daily builds consistency, which is a great habit and makes a faster difference in your life. How much time do we have? Not much. So let's get to it.
This podcast is sponsored by Pure Potential with Dr. B. You can head over to drbarbaracohen.com and find the podcast episodes and transcripts. Great free content, plus information on programs and products, including the groundbreaking online Adventures in Achievement Foundational Skills Training and Coaching Program. You can also learn about Dr. B's masterclasses on decision-making, time management, and banishing procrastination. That's drbarbaracohen.com.
In December 2016, I ran a 5-day challenge called Stuck to Unstoppable. that took participants through 5 significant steps: goal versus fantasy, fantasy versus reality, acceptance versus denial, commit versus plan to, and ensure enduring change. This was the humble beginning of adventures in achievement. In each step, there was something to consider. Step 1, goal versus fantasy. Are you focused on the needed goal, wanted goal, or the fantasy goal? Step 2, fantasy versus reality. Are you clear on your here and now so that you can set your goal? 3, acceptance versus denial. Are you open and willing to acknowledge and accept this unstoppable future for you? Step 4, commit versus plan to. Are you ready to get outside your comfort zone and keep your word to yourself? And step 5, ensure enduring change. Are you ready to promote from within yourself and transform stuck into unstoppable? Looking back on this 5-step experience, I can see the roots of the executive function skills that are necessary to fully embrace this process, which is what Adventures in Achievement became. It's been an absolute fascinating journey. So when you say you don't want the life you have, and can even say what you do want instead, is that truly a goal that you're willing to go to any lengths to achieve, knowing that you will not fail to achieve it? Or is it something that would be nice to achieve, but not essential to you? Are you willing to accept your starting point and move forward from there? Are you willing to live from commitment rather than circumstances in your life? There will always be circumstances to derail us if we choose to allow them to do so, or we live from our commitment and we ask ourselves how we can and will keep going to achieve our goal. And are the changes and goals you have ones you're willing to maintain to keep your achievements? Or is the maintenance too costly in time, effort, and energy? These are really important questions to consider so that you can truly achieve the goals you want for yourself. The development of your executive function skills, strategies, as well as addressing your limiting beliefs and more, can be achieved in as little as 15 minutes a day, every day. Seriously, 15 minutes a day. You can certainly invest more than the 15 minutes a day. However, those students of mine who can only invest 15 minutes a day are doing quite well in developing their executive function skills, and so can you. If you truly want to achieve what you say that you want, then the cost is just 15 minutes a day to get you there. Open enrollment closes on January 20th, 2022, which is very soon. Will you be giving yourself the gift of a lifetime, a gift that keeps giving to you long after you've completed the 7-month program? Will you act now and check out the link in the show notes so you don't miss this opportunity? And ask yourself, where will you be in 7 months from now if you don't act now and get the help you know that you need and you want? Most likely in the same or even worse situations. Life doesn't stand still. It's constantly in motion. Life gives us the opportunity to move forward with it or to stand still and be passed over. Remember all those missed opportunities that you might be feeling regret about? Don't let this one be added to those regrets. Please act now and at least take a look at the link and even reach out to me by email with any questions that you have about whether or not this program is right for you. I will respond to your questions personally. My email address is also in the show notes. And if we need to set up a brief chat because emailing isn't sufficient, we can look at doing that as well. Time is of the essence. I would truly be honored to serve your needs and get started doing so right away. Remember, the deadline is January 20th, 2022, and the program starts on January 26th, 2022. I need those few days in between to get everyone's executive function skill assessments out to them and record the videos to send out before we start on the 26th. I want you to know what your executive function skill development looks like before we begin our 7-month journey together. A favorite quote of mine. John Wooden said, "If we magnified blessings as much as we magnified disappointments, we would all be much happier." What this quote says to me is that I need to keep my focus on wins, not losses, if I am to be a much happier person. And based on my years of staying focused on wins, I can tell you I am a much happier person and grateful for all my lessons and experiences. So because of the short timeline remaining, get over to the link in the show notes and check out the Adventures in Achievement program while there's still time to do so. Make that one of your big wins for today. It's your ticket out of the endless loop of overwhelm, frustration, underachieving, and so much more. If you enjoyed today's episode or any of the other episodes, please share this podcast show with others. I would also be grateful if you'd rate the show and write a positive or inspiring review on iTunes so I know that I'm meeting your needs. It means a lot to me to know that your life is getting a little bit better every time we get together. So be sure to check out the show notes for the many opportunities available to you, such as us working together to put an end to your needless suffering. You will find real solutions to the challenges you're experiencing, and I would truly love to help you to realize a new freedom. That is, if that's of interest to you. Thanks for listening. Until the next time, bye for now.
Thanks so much for listening today. If you're eager to make positive changes in your life and stop overwhelm and confusion from derailing you, head over to drbarbaracohen.com and see how Dr. B can help you today. Whether you love learning in an online group environment with personalized coaching or prefer the pace of guided self-study, Dr. B offers the skills, strategies, and individual support you need. Get started on your journey today by visiting the website at drbarbaracohen.com.